two girls run these worlds, and a game of kids on bikes, which is normally about kids on bikes. We're doing it a little differently this time. This is about adults in a mall, but it's still kids on bikes. Uh, hi, I'm Megan, or you can call me Murphy, and I will be the GM. This is the first time I'm doing anything beyond a one shot, so I'm feeling confident though. And we are all cool, and we got this. And I've got some amazing players, and I think we're going to tell you an amazing story. Thank you so much for being here. I think we'll start with introductions where folks, your name, your character's name, and just a little, like a couple sentences about who your character is now in their adult life, uh, as we see them. We'll get to know them more as we go, but we'll start with like a little piece, like your intro thing. Let's start with, look. Let's start with Merm.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Merm Train or Demerm Train, and I will be playing Mana Tuyasosopo today. They're a 31-year-old writer. Um, she doesn't leave the house often, and is just very to herself and hates big crowds and can literally find an escape out of any situation. So.
Perfect. Let's go with Coco next.
Hi, I'm Coco Usagi. I'll be playing Caspian Easton. He was bullied pretty much all throughout school, and when he graduated high school, made his escape, went to school, and then became a farmer somehow. And now he's making his way back to reminisce, say goodbye to some good and bad memories to them all.
Perfect. And Dolly.
What's up, everybody? It's me, your grandma. I'm playing Wendy Wayne. I'm a late 50s, early 60s lady who's classy, but maybe a little bit not like Lassie. No Timmy's in the well here. It's a pleasure. I'm usually the forever DM. I'm excited. I'm known as Void Doll on the internet. You can find me anywhere on the internet. I'm a storyteller. I do it professionally, and I'm really weird. Hello.
This is good. This is the energy, everybody, and this is fantastic. So, as I said, we're playing kids on bikes, but also just to be, I'm going to run it how I run it. Where some rules we're really into, other stuff we're just going on vibes, and that's okay because that's what this game is. So no worries, hand time. This is going to be role play heavy, but with probably some fun creepy stuff for kids on bikes is wonderfully set up for exploring, say, small town mysteries, or say a mall in a town's mysteries. It's gonna get a little weird, but also we can get a little silly and fun, and I hope you all dig the vibes. Um, I wrote up a little beginning because I want this to be nice and official. So I'm going to read it now, and we all get into the mood. Do do do. Ahem. We are in a medium-sized town, average, in every way average. Its name is the kind that slides off a visitor's brain the second after they hear it. But it is where all three of you grew up. So it'll always be home to you in one way or another, whether you want it to be or not. The mall stands in the center of town on a spot with a storied history from generations before. You know how some spots just seem to hold history like that? Power. They hold power like that. Perhaps this is how they become centers of towns. For as long as anyone can remember, there's always been a small stone fountain marking that middle space, constructed over a natural spring, and a favorite spot for wishes to be made. As buildings come and go, the fountain remained a waypoint. Most recently, before the mall, there was a small plaza and a connected drive in there. But when the Trio Center Mall was approved and built, that plaza was engulfed and became one of the three corridors of this edifice to commerce. And the drive-in was disassembled and stitched back together as a interior multiplex, the very anchor to what would become known as the North Road of the Trio Center Mall. Beside the North Road, the Trio Center has two other corridors, the East Road and the West Road. The East is anchored by the Cleo's department store. We've got your everything at Cleo's. And the West is anchored by Glamour Girl, a fashion store with an in house salon. It's spelled with a U, so they can say, "We put the U in glamour." And in the center, where these three corridors, these roads, as they are called, meet, stands what is now referred to as the Crossroads Fountain. The small stone part still remains in the middle, but it has been built outwards with polished marble with these elegant carvings. And over the middle is a slightly oversized, somewhat imposing sculpture of a standing woman with arms outstretched, her palms turned up. Coins are always shimmering at the bottom of this fountain, wishes and desires still attracted to the area, no matter how else it changes. And occasionally a coin would land in one of the sculptor's hands, but those seem to be cleaned away pretty quickly. Probably didn't want to, encourage the teens. In its glory days, the Trio Center Mall was the place to hang, to eat, to shop, to be seen. The pull a new and shiny place has on folks, especially when you're younger. So many memories have happened in its corridors and down its roads. But time moves on, and the mall just shined less and less as years passed. That pull you used to feel, that need to be there, weakened. Probably because you were growing up or had just moved on. Soon on the weekdays, there was hardly anyone there at all. And then the weekends soon followed. Stores began to close. Then whole corridors. First the west road, then the east road. They now molder behind yellow taped barriers, lights dimmed, a few buckets put out to catch the drips of a quickly deteriorating roof that is just not worth the maintenance anymore. Only the North Road remains. But today, the theater at the Anchor, the Cinema Eye, is set to close. And that's it. It's only a matter of time until the Trio Center Mall is truly dead. And so we'll begin. But before we take our last trip to a dead mall, let's check in with our characters and see what they're doing this morning, afternoon before going to the Trio Center. And not just what they're doing, but why do they think they have to come back for one last time? And let's see. We'll start the same order. Merm, what's is it Mana?
Yes.
I want to make sure I found Mana doing before before the mall, and why then the mall?
Yeah. Mana is finishing up a manuscript. Their deadline was about 3 days ago, and so they're scrambling to finish their entire manuscript. They're on like two more chapters. They're like, racking their brain. They're trying to figure out how to end this mystery. All of these things are like building up, and then she remembers that the mall is gonna close, and she has mountains and mountains of just papers kind of everywhere in different manila folders, that kind of just have all of her little bits and pieces of stories that she's written over the years, because in those stories there is a story of a mall closing, and she wants that so that she can figure out what to do to make sure that her mall doesn't close, because she had already written about it, and so she has to stop it at all costs.
She feels responsible.
Yes.
Ah, very interesting. Okay, excellent. Okay. Coco, what is Caspian doing before the mall? And then also, why mall?
Caspian, well, he left real early this morning, because he did leave, but he didn't go far. It's a couple hours drive, and his parents still live in town. And just in passing, his mom told him, "Oh yeah, the mall's closing." So he decided, he's gonna do what he needs to do for the farm. Get the animals taken care of, get his help started on whatever work needs to be done out in the fields for that day. And then he hits the road so he can first he stops by to visit his parents because his dad hasn't been feeling the best. So as the only one of the three of of his parents kids that stayed close, he feels like the responsibility of checking on the parents and every now and then. So he wanted to come see his parents, check on his dad. But then, he remembers he had good times at the mall. It was one of the few places where he had more good than bad. Um, especially at his favorite shop, which was the bookstore. So they can't. His mom couldn't remember if the bookstore was still open in that part of the mall or if it was in a part that's shut down. So he kind of just wants to go back and revisit one of his happy places before it's gone forever.
Excellent. Yes. I love that. And Dolly, what's Wendy doing today? And then
Um,
why mall?
oh, it has been an incredibly long morning for Miss Wendy Wayne. Her entire family is in town, and they have buried her husband this morning. Trio Center Mall is a monolith of her history. It is the place there under the eloquent statue that she was asked on her first date by her husband. And then further still, she got engaged in the same crossroads fountain. Cinema Eye was a favorite, though the theater itself maintains storied, haunting memories that Wendy isn't sure she really remembers anymore. And so in a overwhelming feeling of nostalgia, of need to connect to her husband, that his passing is not one that was a surprise. It was one that was long coming. So in a need to be close to Corey, she has decided, um, still in her sleek black dress, her wide sunglasses, her black uh, sun hat, her little lace gloves. Now that her boys are off with their families and she's had a minute to just breathe, she's stopping by just to just to see these places that were pinnacles of her history of raising her kids, being with her husband, her family, just to exist in it again.
Wonderful. Yes. So there's a lot of, say, emotions connected to the mall, as there often are. I think we're going to start with all three of you in the food court. The food court is in the North Road, near to the fountain. It's kind of the as central as you can be without being exactly in the center. This food court used to have named restaurants, ones like franchises that people pay to open. Nowadays, most of the shops are called pizza. One is called smoothies. They have one that's, yeah, it's all just general food. One's just called international, and that's it.
Good.
So yeah,
Okay.
there's about three of those tables with the connected chairs that aren't cracked off in any way or covered in plastic. Uh, and about, let's say, two of these shops are open and serving food, and one of them actually has like a teen out there with samples, which is amazingly ambitious for a mall that is absolutely going to close sooner rather than later, when the cinema eye closes. So you each find yourself there. Let's start with Mana again. Where would she get some food? Would she get some food? Would she just find a seat of the three that are there?
Yeah, Mana would be sitting at one of the tables, frantically looking through all of the pages of the manuscript about the mall that died.
Hmm. Okay, in the place.
Yes, in the place, like looking around to like, all right, and then like here, and then that's there. Okay,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah, to myself.
Definitely have a teenager comes up. Do you want a weenie on a stick?
Uh, Um,
Weenie,
I
I have to give these away, or they don't let me go to the back and take a break.
my manuscript said that it should be an egg roll on a stick, so I'm gonna say no. I'm so sorry.
I Okay. And just like he just like looks down dejected at a full plate of like just hot dogs on toothpicks. They're not even fancy. And just kind of goes back, okay, I'll be out here forever, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
See you later.
Uh how does how does Caspian approach the food court?
Caspian kind of looks around and it's like, okay. He's like noticing the difference in the names. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. Why it's closing. Um, it's like, damn, I knew I should have ate at mom and dad's before I came here, but
Weenie on a
okay.
stick? Just behind you. Like you didn't even hear the footsteps. Just Weenie on the stick.
He's gonna jump
You can have
slightly
this
and then turn
back.
around and like, oh, hey, kid, what's up?
What's up? Delicious weenies on a stick. You can only get them at the Trio Center Mall. How delish. I know it doesn't rhyme well, but I'm supposed to say that.
Yeah, you did great.
Thanks.
Sure, I'll take one.
Okay. Do you want 5 or 10?
Oh, uh, how how big are the weenies?
It's like a regular hot dog, but cut up into like little, like maybe a half inch circle with a toothpick in it.
Yeah, I'll take like 4.
Oh,
That
that's
help?
great. Thank you.
Cool,
Creamy.
cool. He's gonna like take the like just grab the
Yeah.
4 and just like hold them like,
Okay,
yeah,
if
cool.
you want more, I'll be over there. I got plenty. Too many. So many. And then walking backwards. I'll be
Okay,
here forever. Okay, thank you.
uh, not forever, just to like break, right?
Sure, break. Just like turns
Um,
around and wipes his eyes. I'm doing great.
yeah, you got this.
Thank you. Does Caspian like find a place to sit? And would it be with Mana or at another table?
He's gonna look over and like see her frantically like shuffling through stuff and be like, yeah, let's not disturb the frantic lady. I'm gonna just go
The
over
manuscript is
here.
across the entire table now.
Just like yeah, he's like, I'm gonna go to this table over here.
And spreads out the little hot dogs.
Hot dogs, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yes, this is breakfast. Cool.
Perfect. And Dolly, how does Wendy arrive and how does she approach the food court situation?
Hands on her hips after a moment of surveying, seeing that nothing is named or family owned. She frowns for a brief moment, scanning the people in the interior. Who do I see when I look
Well,
over the whole mall? I mean, the
the whole
whole
mall?
court, like the
Okay.
whole food court. Sorry.
Yeah. You see a sad teenager with half of a tray left of hot dogs on sticks. Though oddly enough, you don't see anyone like working at that place. They might be the only employee. You see someone in middle age. She's got blonde curly hair. She's working at the smoothie, but it's smoothie. But mainly she's on her phone. Um, you can see maybe a couple of people at the far end of the North Road. That's the only corridor that is left open, perhaps catching a last show. And then you see a woman sitting on one of the tables, notes spread out, frantically writing down, observing, writing down. And then you see a man with several hot dogs on matchsticks, just kind of looking around, and also it seems in the same kind of like thinking mode. There is
Okay.
one table left that has no one at it.
Is it close to the kids? Because they're young adults, right? Like, look like.
Yeah, like let's see. Oh, what? Let's see. Mana's in her 30s.
Yes.
Yeah, and Caspian was it late 20s,
Yeah.
mid 20s?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're kids. It's all right.
yeah. To Wendy, kids.
Children. I am a child.
Yeah, but I mean it. She would mean it in like the most motherly sense ever. Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna go to the smoothies
Oh,
because who eats at a place called International?
well, there's less and less choices. It's very sad, but it's a fascinating mix. So the woman doesn't look up from her phone.
I wait politely for a few seconds, and then
Yeah. What? Oh, doesn't look up, but it's like, yeah, can I help you?
yes, could I try your smoothie number 1, please?
We're out of strawberries and bananas.
Never mind. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure serving you here at looks up smoothie at the Trio Center Mall, and her fingers just keeps scrolling on her phone.
I sigh again, but try to keep it quiet. And then Wendy will look at interest at this young woman, frantically looking through these pages. Can I like?
Something
Because
like an insight check.
Wendy's feeling like a little
Okay.
helpless right now, and so if she can help someone, and that she looks like she could use help,
I got you. Okay, yeah. All right. So that would definitely be a brains roll. 1 second. I'm going to look at would it be a difficulty? Because I'm going to tell you the difficulty before you roll. Oh, and no, you start with 3 adversity tokens, which you can spend to like nudge up a roll by 1.
Okay.
So just in case, not saying that you're going to need it, but it's good to know that you have it. And you gain adversity tokens when you fail a roll, so it's all good. But let's see here. I
Alright.
would say, actually, you know what? I'm going to ask Merm. How difficult would it be for someone to get Mana's attention right now?
Very easy.
Very easy. Okay, so yeah, then let's say that's a simple roll. We're gonna do 3. So
Okay.
you meet or you beat it.
All right. Yes, that I rolled a 12.
Oh, that explodes. It's because that's as high as you can get, right? D12 is your brains.
Yes.
Oh yeah, then if you roll that high, then it explodes. You get to roll it again.
Oh my god, I just got 11, so I gotta. Whoa! Wait, let me roll
Yes.
it again. That felt like it didn't actually. Okay.
Oh,
Okay, so that's much better. That's a 4 plus 12.
you definitely absolutely succeeded. In fact, I believe if the difference is let's see, 12 and 4, and that was like 3. Oh god, it's yeah. So that's yeah, the character succeeds quite impressively. There might be additional benefits. So why don't you tell me how Wendy approaches Mana and so expertly grabs her attention?
I'm gonna walk over there and sit down. Do you mind if I sit here?
Yeah, yes. And I move a bunch of my papers like toward me.
Okay, I'm gonna try and catch a look at what's written on the papers.
Oh, okay. So this is another question. Does Mana try to hide that, or would they be open?
Hiding it.
Okay. So let me see. Would this be another? I'm looking at to see what the role should be, because it might just be brains again, or okay, it could be brains or charm, depending on how you want to go about trying to sneak a peek.
Either is okay.
Okay. Well, let's see. Let's put the difficulty because you're. Okay, we're gonna make this a little harder. Let's just make this. We're gonna make this a 10.
Oh,
And
okay.
just tell me which one you're rolling.
I'm gonna roll brains then.
Okay.
I only got an 8.
Okay. If you want, you can spend 2 adversity tokens to get to 10, but also, you can also save those.
It's all right. I just wanted
Okay,
to.
gotcha. You do get another adversity token for failing that roll.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. See, it's fun. It's
I'm
fun to
Her
lose.
flaw is nosy, just so you guys know. It's
Fa-
My flaw
fantastic.
is paranoid. So
Oh, that's good. That's
This is
we're
fantastic. So let's, you know what? Let's play this out. So Wendy is attempting, and I think with brains, it's more of a just like a sneak a peek. You're not trying to distract. You're literally just like running your eyes over it.
Yep.
you
Oh, sorry. Did my internet just die?
Just for a second. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No worries.
But yes, I was just trying to look. Nothing rude, just kind of feeling motherly and nosy, which can be
Ah,
very annoying. And I'm making sure the way I sat Murph is like so that the young man who looks about my son's age is like corner view of me
Ah,
because I'm absolutely going to start a conversation with these two kids. So,
yeah. No, fantastic.
all right.
Okay, so Wendy's trying to sneak a peek there, Mana. How does Mana react to that?
There was
I'm just
nothing. It was not. You didn't see anything, right? There was nothing there. Right, right.
I, I didn't. Did you just
It's okay. It's
excuse
okay.
me, young man? Can you help an old woman pick up these papers, please? And I'm going to reach over and gently touch his knee.
Don't touch the manuscripts, and I'm gonna try to box them out like I'm a
Oh,
basketball.
what
yeah.
You
what
just
does Caspian do with this strange woman asking him to go pick up pages that this woman that you were trying to
my
avoid
other
just
flaw,
tossed?
demanding.
Perfect. Perfect.
Um, Caspian's gonna like look at the hand on his knee and then look over at
It
her
was
and
just
be
a
like,
gentle touch, like
um,
a tap, a one.
I'm sorry. What happened? I was distracted by my
The
breakfast. What?
wieners on a stick, they're pretty good.
Yeah, that's what the kids said. I mean, I haven't had breakfast yet, so and
Oh,
anything's
well,
good at this time of day.
maybe I could get you kids some breakfast. My name is Wendy. Back's a little bad, but I'm sorry for scaring you and making you throw your papers there, young lady.
It's okay. I wrote that
But,
manuscript like 10 years ago. We're
well,
fine.
this young man is willing to help us
No, no, no.
gather
I
your
got it.
pages.
I
Oh,
got
right.
it. I got it. It's no worries. It's only like 60 pages. It's okay. I
Stick-
got
That's
it.
that's a lot. I mean, I don't mind.
Yeah, honey, why don't you go help her? Thank you, sweetie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
I'm gonna
ma'am.
bend down, Murph, and pick up one page and read it.
Okay.
But I,
Yeah.
but the way I have to like kind of finagle because I'm wearing one of those nice, like Devil Wear Parada old woman is very much Wendy's vibe, and so I kind of have to like. There's nothing wrong with her back. She's wearing heels, but I bend and just pick up one page. That's it.
This is too well a constructed distraction. I'm like I can't I can't make you roll for that. That was expertly played, Wendy. But Mana, so Merm, you get to decide what is on this particular page.
On that page
Yeah.
is what is happening right now. Word for word, what just happened is on the page that was just picked up. And I don't see it. I'm like fully back turned. I have no idea what's going on behind me. Picking up papers.
Well, they pick up papers. I say, thank you, honey. I'm going to go back over to smoothies and get the no banana, no strawberry smoothie for 3.
What's
I
left?
think I think it's just protein powder and ice.
Yep, we're
Oh,
doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. But there are many different colors of straw. So that can be fast. Again, this the woman has not looked up, which is weird because I don't know how she's running this like very powerful mixer, but like still on the phone. Pour, pour, pour. Doesn't spill a drop. Still not looking at the cups. Puts the tops on them without looking. 3 different colors of straws. Slides him over.
I carry him back to the table and sit down until the kids get back.
With an
With that
innocent look
Yeah,
on your face.
Caspian is just like
Yep.
grabbing up the papers and like kind of every now and then shuffles them a little bit so they're all like in a neater stack. He's like,
Would Caspian try to take a peek at what he's picking up, considering he's been kind of thrown into this situation?
he just wants to help get it done, and he's just like, yeah, okay. The older lady said, help. I guess I'm gonna help.
No, I
Mama
know.
always told. Mama
didn't
always
want you
told
to
me to
help.
help a lady. I gotta help a lady. Here you
I
go.
didn't want you to help.
I'm. Listen, the lady said you needed help.
I
I'm
didn't
just.
need help. I just need to
Well,
pick it
it's
up.
60 pages. It would have took you a while, and somebody
Yeah.
might have stepped on one, and then your
Is there
writing would have
anybody
been
else
messed
here?
up.
I don't see anybody else
I
here.
mean,
I'm
there are a
really
couple
sorry.
people here. I mean, the kid with the wieners on a stick
Oh
is
yeah.
there. He could have walked by and stepped on. I just didn't want your work getting stepped on,
I have more papers at home.
ma'am.
Okay.
Oh god. So have you all returned to your, well, not table. Is Caspian going to return to his table, or
No, no,
is he
no.
going to
His
kind of
wieners,
join?
his wieners are now on the table. We're all sitting together.
Yeah. He goes back to his table and he's like, "Did I eat them?
Over
I don't think I
over
ate them.
here,
Where are
sweetie.
they?"
I got you a
Oh,
smoothie. Forgive my forwardness. You both look about the same age of my kids. You said you didn't have breakfast? Oh, you missed this paper, and I'm gonna slide it over to Merm's character, and I'm going to give Merm's character that mom look. Pull my sunglasses off. Wendy's got eyelash extensions as a 60-year-old woman. And my eyebrows are tattooed on, and so is my eyeliner. And I'm just gonna look at her.
How much did you read?
The entire page.
Ah.
I got you a smoothie. No banana, no strawberry,
Did you
but
also
it's got some
see
protein.
on the manuscript that there is no banana, no strawberry that I wrote?
And my name.
Yeah, Wendy. And you're the main character. Isn't that fun?
No. I laugh. And then I pull out pixie sticks from my purse that I keep in there for my grandkids, and I dump those into everyone's protein shake, or put them by the protein shakes. So
Wait. Doesn't that defeat the purpose
you should let
of a shake? I thought
the protein cancels
smoothies.
out the sugar, honey. It's all right.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right.
Not really, but I've got some Smarties if you'd like.
I haven't eaten Smarties in like 5 years.
What are Smarties?
I pull them out. The big chunky ones for my grandkids that I get from the 5-cent store that's old that I still go to.
Oh, I know the one you're talking about.
Can I ask you a question? Both of you.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
You're sitting at the table now.
Yep.
I'm going to take one of the wieners and eat it. Chew on it for a moment. Like, your mom's thinking. Caspian's your name.
Yeah.
And
Did I tell you my
your
name?
name is Mana. You didn't, but I read it on this really interesting page. And I'm going to slide the page over to Caspian.
He's gonna look down, but then look over at Mana and be like, is
This
that
is
ma'am?
Yeah.
This okay?
My grandson loves fan fiction, but he reads purely Joker and Batman. Don't ask.
Oh, ew.
Um, I'm
But I'm
more of the
wondering,
Superman type of guy, but okay.
I'm a fan of Mr. Clark myself. Can you explain this,
Yeah, I
Mana?
wrote it. I wrote it 10 years ago. Uh,
10.
yeah, it was a dark night. Get it? I gotta. I'm nervous. I'm so sorry. Um, I wrote this
Like
dark
Caspian
night.
doesn't want to make eye contact because he thinks it'll make her even more nervous. So now he does look down at the paper to like kind of read what it says. Um.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, so it was a dark night, and I just wrote, and then I kept writing, and then I kept writing, and then I didn't stop writing until like 5 in the morning the next morning, and then there were like 30 pages, and then I was like, I gotta take a break, like work on other work. So then, like 2 weeks later, then I was like, oh, maybe I should go back to that one about the when the mall closes down, and then I did, and then it was another dark night, and then it was like storming that night, and then yeah, then I wrote 60 pages, and then I was like, well. Oh. And then I put it away and I never thought about it again until the news came out that the cinema was going to close and that the whole place was going to close. And then I was like, wait, didn't I write that somewhere? And then I read it again and then I was like, oh.
So
So,
Caspian sees
yeah.
his name on the page. Like, what portion of the interaction is on that page? Is like when she first comes over.
Yeah. It's from when Wendy comes in and then finds out about the no bananas, no strawberries, and then this whole interaction. I'm really good at writing
And
characters.
wait, but this. I'm sorry. This literally just happened. How'd you write this 10 years ago? But it just happened now.
Yeah, so I'm an author. Yeah, I love writing. Um,
W-
and I don't know if you've ever read The Reservoir. It is a bestseller of mine, about a murder
I
and
I
body.
pull
think
that book
I
out of
did.
my purse.
Please don't ask me to sign that. This is not an appropriate time to ask. Um,
Caspian's gonna look at the cover and be like, "Oh, I think I did read that.
yeah, and then it happened like 2 towns over.
That's
Where,
you."
yeah, manetuyas sopo. Oh, I just take a huge swig of my protein shake.
It
Right.
is not
Huh.
mixed well. As well, it is gritty.
Oh, yeah.
Caspian's gonna look at his shake and then be kind of concerned.
Yeah, you can
No,
he can see a bit of powder that float. You know those little powder rocks. Yeah, it's just tick-a-doo, tick-a-doo, tick-a-doo.
Okay. Mm.
Wendy is just slurping hers at the bottom with just a impassive expression. You know, parent just absorbing everything their kid's saying.
He's gonna pick up like two of the weenies and eat those. Like,
Well, what else does your
mm.
manuscript say?
we come in and then there's like weird things happening and then we can't do anything. I think we also die in the manuscript. So that's why I came because I was like,
Wait.
huh?
Right as Mana's talking over the PA, which has been playing like not quite like actual music that kind of sounds like a song you know if every
Moana?
third note was changed. But in the words like so horrible. But then you hear a muffled announcement and you catch bits of it. Ladies and gentlemen, the trio center mall will be closing in an hour. Make sure to take and whatever you do, don't. Thank you very much for your time. Mall, don't leave. And then the music comes back on.
What?
What
Wait. It said thank you,
the
but don't leave.
frick?
Yeah. Just I wrote that too.
Uh, oh,
Ah,
okay. So did you write the whole message or?
no, it's broken up just like that.
Oh,
Just
okay.
thank you.
Okay, so is this
Oh,
so where are the cameras? Like who helped you set? Did you talk to my mom to help set this up? Or like what's going on? Like what show is this really for?
This is not a show. This is my real life. This happened.
Like I would ask if it's punk, but that's usually famous people. I'm not famous people. I'm just a farmer.
Well,
So
You hear a
I mean I
clang
well you're
as the
kind of a
smoothie
famous
place
people.
closes, and then the weenie, and the teenager just slowly but with a smile dumps out the rest of the samples in a garbage can, and then follows it with the tray, and then flips off the garbage and shuffles behind to like the access door into the store, and you hear a lock behind there, and now you hear kach, 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 and any of the few places that was still open in the food court has closed, and the lights go to that, where it's not off but like, hey, get out, you don't have to go
Yeah.
home but you can't stay here level of lighting starts to happen there on the north road, whereas the other two quarters, which you can see from where you are because you are near the center, near the fountain, those are all just dark with the worst kind of like the fluorescent light that is just and you kind of occasionally hear the and if you look down you can kind of see that some of the store signs are still lit, some of them, or most of the letters are lit. So the vibe has changed from sad to sad and kind of creepy.
does your manuscript say anything about the theater?
um, um, the Met. I think. Yeah. Doesn't say anything good. I don't. I personally don't think we should go there until after 11 p.m. if you plan to stay. I'm
Wait,
staying.
did your eye just twitch?
What? What are you
A,
talking about?
a little bit, but I wasn't gonna call it out. I thought it was like you know, a thing.
I'm
Nothing
going
else
to be
to
honest
call
with you, Mana. When I first came over here, I thought maybe you were having some romantic issues I might be able to help you with.
Nah.
But
No.
this, this I didn't.
out. I think I want to go check the bookstore. Oh,
Oh no.
Kid, we
Oh,
should try to not die.
So, are you gonna stay with me?
Oh,
I don't know.
do we only die if we don't stay together or something?
No. If we stay together, there's still the possibility. We just have to be careful.
Oh,
so
okay. So this isn't for a show. Is this for some type of like new game experience they're trying to use the mall for or something? Like like one of those escape room things. I've heard of those.
Yeah, no. This is my career. Um, this is what I do for a living. I write, and then sometimes it comes true. Woohoo! Uh,
I don't think dying is a woohoo
no, it's not, which is why I'm
moment.
here. Um, my character in the manuscript kind of leaves, and then you two do your thing. Um,
um when Caspian mentioned the bookstore, uh briefly, if you as you can see both of the other closed corridors, you see down the east road, just briefly, this the sign lights up, the wordsmith, the bookstore that you love, and you just see it, and you can see that it's, yeah, it's cordoned off, but it's just that cheap yellow like caution tape. And the same thing when you mention the theater, that there's still lights on down the north road, but the sign kind of came to life a little when you mentioned it by name.
Maybe we should go to
Um,
the bookstore.
I mean, what
Is
does your magical manuscript say?
I'm wondering the same thing. Is it a one for one, or is it a now that we've found your manuscript out, everything is different?
Or
Hi.
is it like, or is it like one of those Goosebumps books, the choose your own adventure ones, where like you get to the bottom and it's like, what page do you want? What do you want to do? And then you turn to a certain page of the manuscript.
Yeah, so I'm not smart enough to write a Goosebumps book like that. Though I did get through a Goosebumps book once where I didn't die the first time I read it, which was incredible. And I love to tell people that. I was like when I was like in fifth grade. Um, no, it's like written out, but like the cinema should be last. Is kind of what the manuscript says. But now that I'm with you, I have no idea. Uh,
But would you want to follow the order of the manuscript? Because you said the cinema goes last and we all die.
yeah, you two die. I have already left at this point.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool. So we die if the cinema is last. So maybe we should do the opposite of the manuscript
I have
and
no idea.
go to the cinema first.
Wendy?
Look, I'm gonna be honest, kids. I've had a horrible day. I've got a fifth of whiskey in my big purse here, and I'm not afraid of any ghosts. What kills us in your manuscript? Is it a person?
No,
Because this purse is heavy.
no. It's kind of a accident paranormal uh, stuff,
Oh, I
Great.
don't do paranormal.
which is why we have to be
Honey,
careful.
can I call you Cass? And she's like pulled a cookie out of her purse and is eating it. You want a cookie?
Uh, what kind of cookie, ma'am?
I only carry the finest pumpkin.
Uh, no, I'm
I also
good.
have a bag of funeral potatoes that are going to go bad pretty soon. Don't know why I brought them. Look, it's been a
Funeral
long day for me.
potatoes.
Oh,
Um, I'm not a big fan of pumpkins. Or how long have the funeral?
Only since this morning, dear. No worries. The pumpkins can help
Oh,
keep you regular. I'm not afraid of any ghosts. If you can see it, you can hit it. Like I said, this purse is heavy. You want to go to the
um,
bookstore one last time? I'm not going to let any ghosts get in my way. Who are you going to call? Wendy Wayne. Na 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 na. Na na na
The
na
oh,
na. I
bookstore
stand up.
sign lights up again when it's mentioned. Just
uh, um, I mean, I kind of just wanted to see if it was still, around, but
Honey, I understand. Let me do this for you. This morning, let me just pretend everything's normal. I'm going to buy you a book. Mana, I'm going to keep your supernatural psycho from killing us. Let's have one last mall trip. Shall we, kids?
um,
yeah.
Caspian, can I get a grit roll? Well, before you roll it, let's see. Let's see. I'm gonna set the difficulty of this at. Oh, it's gonna be. Yeah, this is a little hard. This is gonna be 15.
oh, well,
Now even if your dice say is like a D4 or D6, worth a roll because it might explode.
okay, that's a 10.
Okay, okay. So you fail, so you get an adversity token. That's
Oh,
that's that's the good news.
wait a
Um,
minute. I failed.
so what Caspian feels as they keep kind of talking up the bookstore. Caspian starts to feel like almost like a voice in his head that's like, yeah, one more look would be good. That it was used to be like it was comfort. It was a place that gave us a lot of sanctuary. It'd be respectful to give like one last goodbye to a place that meant so much. You would regret it. And Caspian feels like just a little pull, like that he very much like that little bit of yellow tape doesn't even see. It'd be so easy just to disconnect or walk under. And there's enough light to kind of make out where you're going.
Um, you know what? I mean, we done came all this way. Yeah, why not? I guess if you ladies don't mind.
I got nothing until this evening when I gotta show up for a dinner, which who knows? Grandma might not even make it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. And I have a
don't
deadline that's 3 days late, but what's another day? This is so much more important. Lives are on the line.
and we'll make sure you get out of here in time for your dinner. You said which grandkids? Grandkids should see their grandma. Yeah, we'll make sure you make it.
Wendy has a little smile, and I link. I stand. She stands up. She's gonna link arms with them when they stand up, and we're
Uh,
gonna go to the bookstore. And then when I get a chance, I'm gonna corner Mana. Just so you know, DM.
okay. To know it's coming. So what you see in front of you as you're at the food court again, basically the center is the fountain, and you are now looking off at the east road, one of the other two corridors. You can see that little flashing light. It's kind of down near the end of the corridor, of course. Um, it's dim. There's dead and dying neon everywhere, and there is like that yellow caution tape right across. So I see you all just standing in front of that tape, arms linked, waiting for someone to make that first move, which is, I guess, technically. I don't know legally what you would call removing tape from a mall thing. I don't know where that fits in the legal system, but it is a choice. You can all feel that it is a choice that is about to be made.
Uh, Caspian's gonna go try to lift it up and hold it so the ladies can go under.
Yeah. I think as he gets it half up, it just kind of disconnect. It was barely connected to anything, so it just kind of disconnects and to the ground.
Oh shoot.
It's
I
okay.
will take it from his hands, roll it up, and put it in my bag,
Yes.
and be like, "Shh,
Oh,
Wendy
oh,
has yellow
okay.
caution tape.
it never happened, honey. You're all right."
Oh, okay. Yes, ma'am.
Let's see. I think you have to be a well, actually, I'm going to ask you. Um as you're working your way down this corridor, the road, are you talking? Are you looking around at what's happening? Are you focused on your direction? I'm going to ask each of you in turn, and then we'll kind of figure out how this goes. Caspian, how's Caspian like kind of approaching this task?
He's like semi-focused, where like he keeps kind of like his main focus on where the bookstore is in the hall, but as they're walking, he is like glancing to whatever store they are passing to see if it was like one he remembers being there either as a child or the last time he was there, or if, oh, maybe that's something new that moved in after he left.
Hmm.
But then
Okay.
if Wendy or oh,
Oh, you still there?
I'm sorry, yeah, sorry,
Oh,
my brain just
oh,
blanked.
oh, no
Mana?
worries.
Mana, there we
Mm.
go.
Oh, gotcha.
If Wendy or Mana like say or ask him anything, he's gonna reply. But
Hmm.
yeah, he's kind of like looking
Gotcha.
around, but
Yeah,
like almost with like his goal
right.
being the
Right.
bookstore.
Right. Okay. Excellent. Okay. What's Mana's approach to this?
Mana's approach is looking around, not really paying attention if anyone is talking, looking to the shadows, kind of like, looking at the manuscript and then being like, all right, like, I made something move there. And like slowly kind of realizing that there's some things that are straying from my manuscript to reality.
Okay, interesting. Does she share that right now, or is that
No.
just like no? Okay, okay, fantastic. Um, and then what's Wendy doing as they are? I picture kind of slowly working their way because it is a little hard to navigate.
Wendy's taking in everything around them.
Mm,
She's
gotcha.
taking in her two companions and everything around. Yep.
Okay. Then well, thank you, Raiders. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Come on into
Raiders! Dutch Dungeon!
Hello,
Yeah,
welcome,
our
Raiders.
amazing mall kids on bikes story. It's about to get creepy. Perfect timing. Y'all, this is perfect timing because as you are walking down, I would say that each of you as are a little distracted at certain times. You're not always eyes ahead, looking around, looking at the manuscript, looking at your companions. Um and let's see. You know what? I'm going to have everyone give me a brains roll. I want to see, and this isn't going to be against a number. I just literally want to see who kind of starts catching on first.
This is a brains, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
One?
brains. Okay.
Did you add the
You know
plus
what?
one?
Adversity token. We're not even
Oh,
rolling against something, but
2.
for a 1, you get an adversity token.
That's
Oh,
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot yeah. A 2.
yeah. Oh, okay. Merm, what did you get?
7.
7. Okay. And Dolly?
11.
Okay. So Wendy starts to catch on first, and it might be her extra familiarity with them all. Um, this corridor is going on longer than it should. Like you should be at the bookstore right now, and you'll look up and it's there, and it's about as far away as it was before.
Okay.
Then I would say Mana starts to pick up that um the sound over the PA, that like generalized music. It's gotten a bit louder, and now it's music you recognize. It's music that like used to play here when you were young. Your teen hits. Still a little distorted, but clearer to hear. And then and then as Caspian, I think notices that the other two have slowed down a bit. Um, Caspian starts to see that like the lighting has changed. Like it's like more of the neon is working, and that kind of sickly yellow of dying fluorescence seems to be shifting more to that more like that bright white of like a newly installed a light bulb. And now you three are there, and each noticing that something is a little off.
Do you want us to
I,
describe how our characters feel?
Yes, that would be fantastic.
Like as we're like walking
Yeah,
into the bookstore?
yeah. Like, what's your reaction to noticing these differences?
Do you want me to go first?
Oh yeah, no, Dolly, you got this because you got this is exactly what I should be asking.
No, you're good. Okay. So, in Wendy's mind, Mana was hired by someone because you know her backstory as the DM. So in her mind, this is like a really cruel joke to like get her to. Now she's starting to question. Now she's like, okay, wait a minute. So she's just gonna. I don't know if this will require a roll. Maybe I don't know, but she's gonna try and like keep it together, right? Doesn't want to seem freaked out in front of the kids.
Oh yeah, you know what? Okay, if she's not sure, then this will definitely be a grit roll. Let
She's
me
terrible at
see.
that.
Oh, and let me get the difficulty here. I got to bring up what makes sense. Yeah, because this is going to be probably pretty tough, but not impossible. This feels like this feels like an 11.
Oh boy. I roll a d4. Here we go.
It could
Now,
explode. It could
it could
explode a
explode
couple times.
as a. Okay, so I did roll a 4. Okay, hold
Ooh,
on.
Hey,
ooh.
I
okay,
did
Okay.
roll a 4.
Okay.
No, I got a 7.
okay,
I got a
okay.
3.
Close.
Okay,
Now, question for adults.
yeah.
There was a +1 to brains and grit. Do I add
Oh,
that to what I roll ever?
yeah, yeah. Basically, that you get grit and brain. Yeah, you always add that +1 as an adult. Yep.
Okay, so okay, I was doing it wrong. Okay, so then I have an 8 as a grit, but I didn't explode a second time. So
It's okay. Well, there's two things you can take the failure and take the adversity token, or if you have enough adversity tokens to make it up to 11, you can spend those, and then you
yeah,
succeed.
I think that's important for Wendy to keep it together around kids because of her trope. So I'll spend the 3, so
Gotcha.
I have 1.
Mhm. Perfect.
Okay, nice. So she manages to keep it cool. She slips on her sunglasses as she goes
Oh
into
yeah.
the bookstore.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, here's the thing. It's still as far away as it was when you began.
Oh
Like
shit, we're
it
not
is
there yet.
still blink. Yeah. So it is still there, but so Wendy is right now taking a time to keep her shit together.
Dude, Wendy is like
Oh, so so what's Mana doing? Especially like picking up the audio first, but then you can now that you're aware, you can take in that the lighting has changed and why is that store so far away?
Yeah. Mana's like, okay, 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 okay. And then takes out like a section of the very first part of the manuscript of like what has already happened, crumples up a piece of paper and like drops it to the side to see if like we walk and it like stays in place or if we like meet it again and again and again to see like
Ah,
that.
got like kind of seeing if yeah, okay, all right, okay, we'll follow that, and then what's Caspian's reaction?
Um, Caspian, he's like noticing the lights, and at first he's like kind of confused, and then I was like, well, if this branch was closed, I don't know why they would replace the lights further down. That doesn't make sense. That seems like a waste of money. And he's gonna like look back at the two ladies and like, I mean, if they were already planning to close it, why would they replace the bulbs down here?
Hmm?
I mean, over there they were kind of funky, but
Now that
now,
Caspian is turning around to see where they came from, that seems as far away as the bookstore is. He just seems solidly in the middle of this corridor.
um, huh? I don't remember this mall being this long. I mean, I know we were kids. You would have thought it felt bigger as kids, but I don't remember the walk being this long.
Do
Y'all remember the walk
you
being
yeah.
this long?
Are
Um
you still walking or did you stop to talk?
I'm guessing if they've slowed down, like he's
Mm,
keeping pace with them. So
gotcha.
I'm
Gotcha.
assuming if they like slowed down or stopped, he's going the same speed
Gotcha.
as them.
Gotcha. Um what I would say is since Mana is now actively looking for stuff, I would say what she's seeing is almost this weird like telescoping effect that and now if anyone else is like kind of looking forward and just focused on the bookstore, it just kind of keeps seems like it kind of keeps moving. And then as you're watching, it almost feels like almost like a mirror just appeared. And now there's like two branches and they're both the same corridor. And then it kind of branches out again. And it's all like everyone looks like the exact same one you're on, heading towards a bookstore. And if you turn around, it's repeated where now there are multiple corridors and they are all the same. And it's as if you were in all of them at the same time. And
Hmm.
uh
over the PA, you start to hear that announcement again, but you're only catching the parts of, the store, the Trio Center Mall will be closing forever in an hour. Don't leave. And I think this would be a great time to take our break. We can all just sit in it for a little. So yeah, so we'll be taking like a quick 5 minute break, and everyone go take care of yourselves, get something to drink, and we'll see you back here. I come back. all, and welcome back to Girls Run These Worlds. We are playing Kids on Bikes, Last Trip to a Dead Mall. And these folks are now in this mall, lost in a corridor that continues on forever and seems to be multiplying. So, I think what we should do now is look at your stats and tell me, using one of those stats, what your character would be doing right now to figure this out, to fight their way out, to any the reactions. Like, look at those stats and see, like, especially, if you want to go with the stat that's the highest, tell me with your highest stat what you would be doing right now. And then we'll figure out what the difficulty would be. Let's mix it up a bit. Let's start with Wendy. Wendy, we can't hear you.
Oh no, I was muted. Hi.
Oh,
I'm
there
here.
you go. Okay.
I'm here. So Wendy's highest stat is actually fight.
Yes.
So
Incredible.
I kind of want to do. Let's see. Kind of want to do something.
Let me know if you ever need any ideas. I do have a list of verbs that are connected to each of the stats that can be helpful. Like, what can I do? It's not everything you can do, but it's like it's a nice little starting place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to do
yeah.
something like that.
Oh yeah. So for fight, it's for intimidating, parry, punch, scare, shoot, threaten, wrestle. It determines how scary your character is, both in and out of a fight.
I wanna wrestle some ghosts.
Wrestle some ghosts. Okay,
Yeah,
hold on to that. I'm going to ask everyone what they want to do first, and then we're going to see how this goes. Caspian, what's using the things that he's good at? Like, what would he think to do? Like, what am I going to do in this situation? A thinky situation. It can be thinking, but it can also be punching.
That's what I'm trying to figure out, because he isn't the best at either of those.
Okay. Well, here's the thing.
No. He is brawny, but there's not much for him to fight just yet.
Well, here, I'll give you some of the verbs, and that might, because for brawn, it can be bend, climb, carry, lift, hurl, throw. Say if you wanted to throw something down the corridor. That's a possibility. But that's to give you an idea of kind of what brawn does. It's like brute strength, but you can shimmy it. You can fit it to different things. Okay. Also, I can come back if you want to think on it a bit.
Rummage in his pocket. Let me see. He's got some little knick-knack or something that he wouldn't mind throwing and possibly not getting back.
I mean, he could definitely have some, and
he finds a random a strip bolt that he took off of
absolutely.
Some machine part that he had to fix before he left this morning. Okay, and then he's gonna lob it down the hall, in the direction of the bookstore.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, we're gonna hold that. So we've got Wendy ready to wrestle. Caspian has thrown kind of like a stripped nut down the corridor. What does Mana want to do in this situation?
Mana wants to try, obviously using flight because that is their highest stat, to try to find an escape plan to run.
Gotcha. Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set the difficulty at all of these. I know I'm saying 10 a lot, but 10 is your solid middle. I think these are difficult but not impossible. I'm going to have you each roll that stat, and that's going to help me decide the shape of what's going to happen.
I'll take it. Okay. For my brawn, I rolled a 16.
Oh, hey.
For my flight, I rolled 16.
Oh, wow.
I have a question. Does it explode the opposite way?
Oh, no. It doesn't get worse.
All right. I got a 1.
Okay. Well, as I said before, you'll get an adversity token because that is a failed roll. So that's the positive. So let's okay, let's
Good
start
thing
with
is,
Wendy because I feel like we can resolve this first. What does this failure look like with our strong granny ready to throw fists?
Oh, probably her shoe breaks. Like as she notices the corridor getting longer and then dawning realization that Mana wasn't a different broker or the current property manager sent by the current property manager to get her to buy back the mall.
Mhm.
Wendy probably spins on heel, looking up and down. And then the
Yeah.
heel, you just hear this sickening like crunch, and she falls right on her
Ooh.
ass.
Oh. Oh no. Oh. Wendy. Okay, so Wendy has fallen right on her butt. I would say with a 16 on the brawn for throwing Caspian throwing the nut, you see that if you keep watching, if you kind of keep focused on it, you see it arc and it just arcs and it falls and it is exactly how you would expect it to be. Like you threw it that distance, it's like right in front of the bookstore. So it's you kind of gives information about focus and maybe even just like just you have to stay focused is what you're starting to think is
okay.
happening here. And I think that works out because I think Mana probably sees that happen as she is thinking of an escape plan. And I believe we decided that escape plan is yes, your special skill dat as an adult character in Kids on Bikes. Each adult gets a special thing that they are skilled at they can choose. And Anna chose escape plan, so that actually makes sure it's going to work even more. Though with the 16, we don't even really need that. But I think it means that so Mana is able with her author mind to kind of picture this. I think that she's seeing it like, well, if I was writing this, because obviously it's not what you wrote before. So now you have to write it again. And seeing that you have this feeling that you either need to make it to the end of East Road as where the anchor is. That's an anchor store, an anchor. Uh that feels literally in a literary sense correct. Like if we get to an anchor, it'll stop. Or you also know that you've been to the mall enough to know that like every one of these corridors has a door to the basement. And that might be just get out of this corridor. That could also be. Now, of course, you also know, having grown up here, that there are all sorts of rumors about this basement, and none of them are good. So that might be a risk, but that is also there's a two you see two possible escape plans. The anchor store,
Mhm.
which would be Cleo's,
Yeah.
or find the door to the basement.
Okay, we have two options. I don't want to go in the basement because I have written some of those rumors down, and I don't want it to come true. So we can just go to Cleo's. I like Cleo's. Has everything I need.
Um,
Do
while
do you hear
Mana's
the
talking,
little jingle music?
Caspian is gonna bend down and kind of help Wendy back up and go, you okay, ma'am?
Ugh, just fine, honey. Just fine.
Oh, okay.
As she shifts, like her hip pops and she takes her shoes off, wielding the one that still has the heel kind of as a weapon. So she's just in her pantyhose and her slip. I adjust the slip because I'm of that age.
He's going to look visibly concerned at the pop. Like, um, y- you sure?
Honey, I'm not going to ask you to carry me,
I mean, I
but I
don't.
might pop some old lady candy. Do you need some? And I pull out my Tylenol.
Um, no, I'm okay right now,
Grandma
ma'am.
takes 3.
Just chew them dry.
Yep.
Ugh. Mm. I guess we don't have water with us. Okay.
It's been a long day.
Mm.
I'm gonna be honest, Mana. I thought someone from a rival brokerage or the Harvey girl hired you to get me to buy back the mall in some crazy scheme.
You could buy a mall.
I look at her with a little smile. Oh, honey, I'm Wendy Wayne. And I wait to see if there's any like recognition on
Yeah, like
who the Waynes are.
Caspian's
Uh,
thinking too. Like it's when because the way she says it, he's like Wendy Wayne. All right,
um,
Wayne.
why don't Mana and Caspian give me brain rolls to see if this is something it's fairly well known. So I would say let's give this like a difficulty of 7.
I got a 6.
I got a 4.
Did you want to spend an adversity token?
No.
No. Okay. Well, you both get one.
Cool.
Incredible.
Yeah, so I
Five.
would say you both have racked your brains, but perhaps you were a little younger. Like, when you're a kid, you don't really pay attention to who owns the mall. The
Mm.
mall's just the mall. So I think Wendy, you see
Kind of a
looks
loss.
of like that glazed look over, like, yeah, can someone own a mall? I think it just exists.
Yeah.
Um.
Could I buy a mall?
Okay. I'm. Yes, you've told us your name before, but I don't know. Maybe you forgot. I'm Caspian Easton.
I like touch his shoulder. You know, like that, like old women do, like the. And I
Yeah.
touch my heart as I reach out and like squeeze his bicep, which is firm. It's nice, you know. He's handsome, but he's like my son, you know.
The silent. Oh, bless your heart.
Yes. I sold this mall 10 years ago to live out my retirement years with my husband. I was the property manager. I brokered this entire property.
Oh, I remember that. That was right before I left. That was yeah, you showed it like right before I graduated from high school and then
Mm-hmm.
I left. I remember
It's
mama
actually
telling me something about that.
that's actually what inspired me to write the manuscript was that there was like a new owner of a, but I thought it was a company that like owned beforehand, not a single like person or you and
My
your husband.
husband, myself, and the R&W Wayne, my father's business.
Yeah. So that's what kind of prompted the like, oh, it's gonna die out because of the new owners, and then that's what inspired it. So
When Wendy
Wendy, sorry.
mentions her father, just out of the corner of her eye, no one else sees this. For a second, she's sure she sees kind of down at the end, maybe like in one of Cleo's windows, like the shadowy form.
Uh,
Uh,
sh- Wendy's looking.
each,
I pull
yeah.
the kids behind me if I see it.
Ah, yeah. Neither of you see this, and it's just the briefest of like this kind of shadow form with these bright, like shining eyes. But there's something familiar in its stance. There is something familiar, and then just like that, it kind of dissipates and is gone again.
Okay, so I guess I will step in front of the kids brandishing my heel because it's the only one I got. The other one's in the purse. And then once it dissipates, I'll say, "Did either of you see that?"
see what? What? I
Like
was.
when she goes on that like defensive and then asks if we saw anything, like he's gonna kind of like tense up, like ready to fight, and be like, "No, ma'am. See what? Is somebody else here?"
Something, something down the corridor. Really nebulous features. Couldn't make him out, but its eyes. You know how cats glow when the light hits them?
Yeah, my cat gets
Yeah.
that.
Wendy will just nod. So originally, Mana, she's talking over her shoulder. I was thinking the business I sold it to, or the owners of Cinema Eye were trying to get. Well, today's been a hard day. I They knew I was in town. I don't know if either of you still read the newspaper, but my husband, we buried him this morning.
That's why you had the funeral potatoes.
She nods.
Oh, I'm
So I
sorry.
thought it's all right. No worries, baby. I thought it was some sick game, Mana, but I think I'm a believer now, and I do not like this at all.
Yeah, so speaking of believer things, my manuscript is as good as shit now. Uh yeah, I don't there what's happening right now doesn't happen in my manuscript.
Wendy's gonna
Well,
squeeze her shoe a little tighter. Okay, then we go off script.
but let's keep it just in case there's hints or something we could use
Yeah, yeah, I'll just put it in my
eventually.
I have like a crossbody bag. I'll just put it back in there. No problem.
As you are standing there and talking, and I would guess kind of trying to stay focused on the forward. You notice that the lights are starting to get brighter and buzzing louder, and the music is starting to get loud, to the point of starting to get almost like painful. Like it's just this kind of like staticky popular music. Right? And it's starting to become like too bright, too loud. Um how would you like to proceed? Just keep heading towards Cleo's? Is there anything that you want to do or have any things on you that would help stay focused and moving?
I'm gonna put my headphones on that I have in my
Mhm.
bag that I have carry around everywhere, so that if I um, am inspired, I have them to block out noise
Yeah.
while I write.
Yeah. You find that you can instantly focus better again by taking out some of that stimulus. That stimulus. Yeah. What would Caspian do?
um he's gonna see, is there a way like pinpoint where the music is coming from?
It's definitely, you can see occasionally there are these just those squarish rectangle speakers. They're a little older. They're not like fancy hidden ones. And there's just like there's one on either side of you right now. Like you are right near it, and you can tell that they kind of go down the multiple corridors now, which is probably why
um
the
it's
music is getting louder and the lights are getting brighter. They're just reflecting off each other and echoing off each other.
um he's gonna point him like, yeah, we gotta get away from these like quickly. It's starting to
Okay.
give me a headache.
Okay. And what's Wendy do?
Um, I think all. So Wendy first wants to ask Mana a question. Um, this thing in your manuscript that's trying to kill us. Is there a way we get it first? Do we try to leave the mall, or is that when disaster happens?
The music gets louder as you're trying to communicate with Mana and asking these specific questions. And it's like, "Da, da, da, da," like it's specifically trying to drown you out at this point.
Yeah,
I'm irritated.
I have headphones in. I can't hear you. I
Da, da,
I have
da.
headphones in. What are you saying,
All right,
Wendy?
I'm Wendy to focus herself. She's gonna hold on to one of their hands,
Hmm,
just very like overprotective, holding one of their hands, and she's got the
gotcha.
shoe in the other hand, and she is looking for someone to hit.
Okay, so you would say that you're all kind of like moving forward, kind of
Yes.
focused.
Yeah.
Then I think this is a time for each of you to have a grit roll to see how focused you can remain as the lights are bright. Um, Mana will get a +1 because of the headphones.
Righteous. I blew
A
up.
4.
A 4, okay.
I
I did
also
not say
got a
the
4.
difficulty. It'll be 10. Okay.
I got a 15, or sorry, 16.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so this is good. No worries. One, don't forget to give yourself adversity tokens for failing a roll. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Uh, but I think what is happening here is as you're moving along slowly, kind of holding hands, trying to stay focused. Caspian, you are finally gotten up to because you are now making progress, but it's slow, and you have gotten right up next to the wordsmith, and inside, again for like a brief second, you get distracted because you see it is a shadowy figure, but it's not just like a figure. It looks like this like conglomeration of shadows that has different arms and legs, but it just has one head. And even though it's like indistinguishable features and it has those bright shining eyes, for a second it just reminds you of Jordan, who was the main bully of that group of bullies that gave you trouble at the mall. Because you know that shape, because you've been very when Caspian was younger, knew to avoid that. You saw that like silhouette coming around the corner would take off. And you just kind of see and you sense that hostility. But when you turn to look, you're not looking forward anymore. And when you turn to look at the shadow, it dissipates. So that's Caspian is distracted right now and not moving forward. Um it's Wendy. You see another shadow too. It's in one of the there's a small toy store there, and it's like a shadow of a young boy, and he's kind of wandering in the store looking a little lost. But when Wendy turns to focus her attention there, the shadow's gone, and the forward momentum slows down even more. But thankfully, with Mana just focused, perhaps because she does not know how this story goes anymore, and she needs to know by holding Caspian and Wendy's hand, she's able to keep that forward momentum enough that she pulls you both along eventually.
Thank you.
Yeah, Caspian has like a slight moment of hesitation because he locks up, knowing that form, like you said, like he kind of does like go back to being that kid, and it's like, oh,
Mm.
but his hand is pulled, so he goes with it.
And what about Wendy?
Even though she's remembering the time that her son got lost in this very mall, she she's gonna forge ahead, I guess. Just she's got these two kids to protect, as crazy, weird, medium. She's humming the Ghostbuster theme. She's going.
I and I would say this with that focus renewed, it is very slow and it feels like it takes forever, but you are focused forward and making progress and finally after what seems like hours and you have no idea how much time. There's no outside windows. It's not that kind of mall. Um Even with it being so bright and so loud, you all of a sudden find yourself in front of Cleo's department store. And almost as you are standing right in front of it, it's like everything calms down. The music goes down to its regular and the lights are back, but not like it was when it was closed, but much closer to like it was when this was an open corridor, when the East Road was open for business. A bright neon. You look down, the tiles are bright. You notice that there's no more buckets and there's no more dripping water. In fact, you can swear that you can like feel people, like that crowd that you would feel, but you can't see anyone. It feels different. And as you stand in front of Cleo's, The sign is bright and lit. It was always this bright. It would like click on and off. Cleo's do 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 do. And in front of you are windows full of mannequins.
Oh, geez.
And Cleo's mannequins were those high end style mannequins that are like glossy and white with no features, and every angle is too sharp, and none of their proportions are like a human being's proportions. It's all like giant chest, super small waist, and they don't have eyes, but God, you could swear they're kind of looking at you.
I am so creeped out.
Yeah, Caspian's gonna like
You kids like this stuff?
eyeball each of them. Like, I never liked these things.
Mana's gonna turn to both of you and be like, "Should I take my headphones off? I don't like these mannequins."
I nod.
Oh, okay. Were you talking about the mannequins? Because I don't like them.
No, we did. No, general consensus is we don't like them. I didn't like them even when I was a kid and come here.
I'm gonna go into my bag and reach in and grab one of my notebooks,
Okay.
and I'm gonna flip to one of the stories that I've written about like moving dolls to see if there's any correlation between them.
I think when Mana opens it up and is looking at it, all of a sudden she can see ink being put on the page. And it says, as you stare at the store mannequins, they stare back at you. And when you look up, each one of those heads, even though they're eyeless faces, is turned towards you.
I'm going to slap one with my shoe. I'm just going to beam it right in the face.
Well, there's glass in between. Do you want to throw it at the glass?
Yes. My broken shoe. I pull that out and throw it. I'm like, mind your own business.
I think, you know what? Let's roll for this. Let's actually roll for this. That's a fight roll to throw the shoe at the glass.
And then I go get the shoe after I throw it.
Yeah. Oh, and let me see. That would be you know, I don't think it's that hard to throw a shoe. Let's say the difficulty is 5.
I got a 15.
Feisty.
Fantastic. That shoe aims straight for one of the mannequin's faces and shatters the glass. And it just comes, the entire pane goes.
Yeah, I pull one of the mannequins out at that point. As soon as it's free, I'm in there. I'm like, help me in, Cass. Help me in. Get me in there.
Help you. Oh,
help me in. Help me in.
Cass, no. You don't. No.
Stop looking. You mind your business. You mind your business.
You start to hear
Caspian's going to help because he remembers she did fall and he's like concerned she might make it worse. It's like, ma'am, I don't think.
So you Wendy. Have Caspian bent over Wendy. So Mana's writing and watching this being written. You all start to hear that like plastic on plastic sound of like plastic joints creaking. And then just slow movement of every mannequin that is not under Wendy right now just slowly starts to engage and starts to kind of shuffle towards you.
Wendy's solely focused. She's also only in pantyhose Cass, and she's kind of like feral mom bear. She's actually not very heavy when she steps. She's probably like $120. You could easily sack a potato her and run.
Got it.
Just putting that out there.
I'm getting like he's trying, but the collective sounds do catch his attention, and he looks up and he's like, "Oh hell no!" And I'm sorry, ma'am. And he wraps an arm around Wendy's waist and literally hoists her up. And he's like, "No."
Let's go. We gotta go.
And Wendy's just like, you mind your own business. And I'm taking some just pens out of my purse. I got hundreds, and I'm like throwing them as we're running. Mind your business.
I think as you turn to run, you notice that there is now a line of mannequins that were forming behind you. And you look around, you look that you are now, they are not moving fast, but you are all kind of in the middle of a mannequin oval in front of Cleo's, except for the one that was knocked on its mannequin ass. That one's actually doing a turtle thing. Like it can't get up, so it's like.
Yeah. Okay, can I try to like write something that would make them stop in my
Oh.
notebook to see if I can like decide.
Okay, all right. Let's see. Let me see what that. I'm looking at the stats. I'm seeing what stat this would be. You know what this is? This is like a charm. This is a charm because you are in many ways almost like writing a spell.
Yeah.
Whether or not Mana is aware of it,
Yeah.
she's trying to make a thing happen.
Yeah.
So let's see. This is gonna be a little hard. This would be a 12.
All right, I'm rolling a d4.
Okay, it's okay.
And I got a 2, but I'm going to use 2 adversity tokens to blow up and see what happens.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? Yes. Yeah.
And that's a 1. We got a 5.
Good try. Good try.
Okay, well, I love this idea. So one, give yourself an adversity token.
Yeah.
But what I think is this. It is not a complete failure because it is very much out of the box thinking. So I think the first thing you write is basically the mannequins stop. And they do for like 2 seconds. And then they continue. What would Wendy like to attempt?
Oh, Wendy's trying to knock these things down, fighting them. That's
excellent. Okay.
Wendy.
Wait, Caspian has her under his arm, remember?
Yeah, she pulls out a Nerf gun.
Actually, I'm cool if Caspian wants to wield Wendy. That we can do that. We can absolutely do that because this will be fun. I feel like we gotta do some sort of combined roll.
Cool.
Okay, so what we'll do is this. Wendy, you're gonna roll fight, and Caspian's gonna roll brawn to just be kind of carrying her and stuff. Number wise, okay. So for what Wendy said, it's not particularly heavy. So this is easy. This is like a 5 for Caspian. And to fight the mannequins, she's got a Nerf gun. Let's call that a 7.
Okay, good. That's
I got
a 10.
I got a 19. And I'm shooting. It's my my grandson's. I'm shooting all 6 bullets, and anytime we get close, I'm slapping it with the Nerf gun, and I'll throw it if I have to.
What did Caspian get?
What can we
A
say?
10.
It's effective.
Oh, okay. This looks like you've done it before. You're like a well-oiled machine. Caspian just confidently, like arm under Wendy, just like supporting her up as if she is a gun wielding a Nerf gun. Yeah, exactly. And then Wendy's calling out directions and Caspian. All of a sudden, it's a video game. And you said you 6, so these oddly enough, they're Nerf darts.
Wendy's screaming, "I mastered Duck Hunt! I mastered that game!"
And it's almost like the focus and the intent is so much that even as these like little Nerf darts, right? They hit him in the forehead, and there's a second, and you're like, "Oh no, these are Nerf darts. What are we?" And then all of a sudden, it just starts to crack and explode, and all this like brittle old mannequin that have been just there for years, just in the not taking care of air anymore, just start to. And the second one, so one by one with precision and strength, 6 of these mannequins are crumpled. They're just like shreds of plastic on the ground. At this point, there's probably 3 left.
I'm out. I threw the gun. I say that at the end. I'm out. I threw the gun. I maybe got a little out of hand.
We gotta go.
Let's go into Cleo's. Let's just go into Cleo's. Close the door. Bar it up with a clothes hanger. I don't know. Something.
There's
It-
got to be
the,
something we can
the
use.
mannequins that we shot, were those the ones in front of Cleo's? So we have
Uh,
a clear path, or is there
yeah, I
still
would say yeah.
okay?
Right now, there's like one to the side of Cleo's, one to the other side, and one behind you. Like you kind of cleared out like the chunks in the middle. Like we'll open that up. So yeah, you could go through them. You could absolutely get into Cleo's. Or you could also, oddly enough, Mana, now that you've had a second to look, you can see that one of the doors to the basement is right there next to Cleo's. It's one of the access doors.
Do you want to go in the basement? I don't.
Anywhere away from these mannequins, that's fine.
Ah!
Absolutely not.
Should we? Okay.
Does
Caspian, you
someone?
said you did want to go.
No, I've heard things about the basement, and I don't think I want to try it right now.
All right, then let's go into Cleo's. We're going into Cleo's.
So,
Let's go into Cleo's.
is Caspian and Wendy following along?
Yeah, Caspian's still just like charging after.
I am being wielded by the young man. I go where he goes.
Yeah, he's just running, just like, come on, let's go.
If I can
Okay.
get a lucky purse like smash while still holding on to my purse, which is my backpack, it's huge, right? It's one of those huge like old lady
Yeah.
beach purses, you know? It's got
Mm.
all the pockets. I'm gonna try and hit one of the mannequins on our way in.
Just swinging.
Just swing, yeah.
Okay. I love that too much. I feel like this is going to be more of a brawn roll because it's more. It's not like it's not that you're not going to hit. It's more like how much force as you're being carried.
Yeah, okay. Let's see.
And I'm going to make that. Let's make that a 5. It's not super difficult, but you do need to
I
give
got
it
a
a little.
5. I got a 5.
Okay. It is not a giant explosion of plastic. Instead, again, it's kind of a as you're going by, and it just kind of like topples over. And then you can swear you almost hear a sigh, like a disappointed sigh, as it gets cracks kind of from its ass. And then just into plastic debris. It's the most embarrassing way a mannequin can go. So there are 2 left, and they're kind of shuffling towards you. As you enter Cleo's, you notice that it has one of those metal gates that you can close. So
Pull that.
who wants to attempt to close it? It will need a little it'll need a little like elbow grease. It's
If I
a little
can,
rusty.
I'm gonna wiggle out of Cass's arms.
I was about to
and
say,
kinda
you
give
said
him a
Wendy's
little
not
smack.
super heavy, so he might try to like one arm it. He's gonna like shift from the double hold to like just tuck under, and then the free hand he's gonna grab and pull.
Oh, okay. Oh.
I just shout, yeah, when he does it.
This is a brawn roll. It will be -1 because of Wendy, but let's. It's gonna be a 10 to see if you can get it this time.
If I can use my little feet to
That's a
help,
16.
I do.
I got a 16
okay,
minus
with
1,
that
so 15.
Yeah, you know what? With that, Wendy can absolutely kind of help with her feet too. So
Yeah,
you've got
my-
Caspian and it takes a second. Like you feel for a second, like, oh, it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna have to drop her. Like I gotta, but then you just feel it go. It like starts to shake off the rust, and slowly, as you're looking out, and Mana's like looking out at the mannequins, and they are slow, but they are like, and they look at their like fallen companions, and you swear they get slightly faster. Come on, trying to shaking the door, and then as they are an inch away,
Ugh.
Caspian's able to do the final like shut, and it just kind of clicks in, and you just have these 2 mannequins, and they're doing that whole like they're trying to walk still, even though they are stopped by an object.
Oh,
So you just hear
God.
of their little plastic feet as they are still trying to gain entrance, but for now, they are locked out. I have great news for Wendy. The first part of this department store is the shoe department.
Yes.
So if Wendy would like to take a second to get some new shoes.
Yes. I like fix my hair a little bit, bobby pins, straighten the hat, adjust the sunglasses, and I'm like, yeehaw, boy. That was great. Good job, Mana. Well done.
Thank you, Vale.
I didn't do
Straighten my
anything.
dress. I adjust my slip and check my pantyhose. They're a little torn, but then I go find a nice size 6. They're probably little girl shoes, right? Like sparkly rainbow pony that light up when I run, but I put them on, Velcro them.
Oh yeah, no, they're definitely got the Velcros on it. I don't know if they have the lights yet. These are probably a decade old, but that way it's like a
Oh, okay.
vintage My Little Pony though.
Nice. I put it on.
Yeah, yeah. It's it has a weird mix of a new shoe smell and something that has been out for a bit.
Hell yeah.
But they fit. They fit,
I'm
and
I'm
then
also looking for anything I can put in my purse and use as a weapon against these things.
huh. I like that. Actually, how about all three? This makes a good sense to take a second. Now that you're in the department store, you're in the front part, so it's not like every department, but like you're where like the shoes are, purses are, it's accessories.
Mhm.
How about everyone give me a brains roll for looking around? There won't be a difficulty set. It'll just be how much or how good a stuff you find.
I got a 3.
Okay, so it's okay. It's all right. No worries.
Oh, look at that! I got a 6.
Cool.
You
I
don't
get a
explode.
9.
You don't explode these, right?
No, they do explode. If it's the highest it
Oh,
can go, you can roll it again.
yeah. Oh, okay, cool.
Oh
Hold on.
yeah.
And a 4.
And then if you're an adult, you get a
Okay.
+1 to
10.
brains and grit.
Oh,
It's
right.
true. Yeah.
Yes.
6, 4, 5, 11.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
I got a 9.
9. Awesome. And 3. Okay. We'll start with Mana. Hey, let's do this. What would she be looking for?
Um,
It can either be a type of thing, a
Oh my
specific
gosh.
thing.
What if you were looking for like one of those giant, remember those big, huge, old pencils? Like the really big ones? You could use
Oh,
that
I know
as
what you're talking about.
I
What was
have
it?
no idea what you're talking
They're like
They're
this
really
pencil,
old.
but it's like this
They're
big.
really, yeah, they're like 3 feet tall. They're like, but they're big pencils. Anyways, let me look for. I'll show you. Hold on.
It's like the
Wait, like
ultra
the
mega.
one that you have to use like your entire hand for it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's most fitting for her character to look for that
And
very
you can just
specifically.
like look at this one. I'm sending it to you. It is like so. Look at this. I want to put it in the Discord. Hold on. It is amazing. Like this is
Oh.
damn. Look at this.
Oh,
Oh no, it's not a stop. Okay, that's
my
awesome though.
gosh.
You can
It comes
tell
in a
because
variety of colors.
the
Leland
model is
Keller
wearing a
Award.
graduation robe and a mortarboard. That pencil makes you smarter. That's just science. But unfortunately, with a 3, as Mana is looking for, I know what the answer is. I know what it is. If I have a larger pencil, that's gonna help me write the ending we want. Unfortunately, in the accessories, they don't really have anything. Though, she is able to find a pair of little hair clips that are shaped like pencils and erasers.
Oh, I'll take him.
Yes. Okay. Then let's see. Wendy got a 9. What would Wendy be looking for?
Oh gosh. Anything? Gosh, I guess since the Nerf gun work and we're in accessories, not really toys though, huh? 'Cause I
Yeah,
think
that's a little different section.
like the old, the old like slappy sticky hand might be a cool weapon. Um, but or a yo-yo, I don't know. She's really just she's open to anything. She's got a fight is her like biggest her deep
Yeah.
enemy.
So she's like looking for a weapon. Uh okay. Tell me if this because like with a 9, it's not quite 10, which would be in the middle, right? So
Right.
it's not quite exactly what you're looking for. But can I interest you in some belts with incredibly large and pointy buckles?
Oh yes, I grabbed like 6 of those, and I'm like, I am the buckle bunny tonight, baby boys.
Yeah.
And then I
E-
look around and
each
make sure there's no kids because that was really uncouth of me to say.
each of these buckles is more dangerous than the next, and absolutely, because we're talking at least these have been here even longer. There's definitely one in a familiar rabbit silhouette that you wouldn't like say want to show a kid, but has
Right.
pointy ears and can do
Hey,
some damage.
I'm gonna put a couple around my dress, around my waist.
Yes, I love, I love this video. So now Caspian with an 11 could basically find exactly what he was looking for. So what would he be looking for?
He's looking for anything that's either like he doesn't even care at this point what it is, just like something either like a solid wood or a solid metal he could wield
Mm.
like an extension of his arm to like swing if need
Gotcha.
be.
Oh. I know exactly what Caspian finds. You are just on the edge of like where the sports department starts. It's not, but it's not
Okay.
like there's no like rifles or like bows and arrows or anything, because this is kind of like one of those high end stores. Like it wasn't like a real sports, but what it did have is golf stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
High end golf stuff. So I would say with the 11, Caspian finds an entire set of, I don't know if there's Chanel golf sets, but in this world
Probably.
there are.
Probably.
It's like the
Cool.
highest quality, the strongest metal. It's also like a little got like a little shine to it. Like like it's not ostentatious wealth, but it does say I have money.
Cool. Yeah, he's gonna hoist that and like strap the bag like over his shoulders and like test to make sure like if he reaches back he can grab one fairly
Hmm.
easily.
You are your own caddy.
Yes.
Right. Perfect. I love this. Okay, so now that you are, and depending, like some folks are maybe a little more weaponed up than others, but everyone got something. Um the decision now would be, do you want to check the back, cuz with most anchor stores there was an entrance and exit at that store that was separate than the mall. So you can check that out. The other choice would be to fight your way back through the front now that you are weaponed up, and see what else is going on there. See if you can get out through the entrance you came in, because that one exists. Or third thing, if anyone else has any particular ideas as a character of what you would do now that you've had a second, you've breathed. Um,
I want to
let's
look at my
yeah.
manuscript to see like
Hmm.
when my characters, Caspian and Wendy, were in Cleo's, what did they do next? Just for
Ah,
an idea.
I got you. You know what? I like this. This is gonna sound weird. Roll me charm, because I
Yep.
think right now Mana's in a conversation with her work, and it's not like she's not in control anymore. So
Yeah.
she's kind of trying to will it to be like, well, what
Yeah.
does it say now? Tell me what this says now.
Yeah.
Let's say the difficulty would be 8.
I got a 2.
Okay.
My
Okay.
work, not listening to me. My
Huh.
writing, not there.
Yeah. I think Mana's looking at the page, and it's almost like when you're writing but no ink's coming out, so there's like an impression on there.
Yeah.
So you're starting to see that, but you're trying to shift it in the light to see if you can get it to come out. But it isn't not working. Now if you want, you can see if your companions can help you with that, or if that's something that Mana does not want to talk about. That's up to you.
Friends? What are we doing?
Um Honestly, I want to try to get the hell out of here. Um this is the department store. Didn't most of those have like their own exits out like the other end of the store
Yeah,
to like
that's how I
the
got into
parking lots and
Cleo's.
stuff?
Yeah, I never came in through the mall entrance. I don't like the fountain very much, so I always Cleo's and then out.
Yeah, I think that'd be the fastest way to get out of here if we can get to it.
Wendy?
Okay, you don't like the fountain though. Why?
Why? What?
Mm.
Why?
We just saw mannequins,
Yeah. Yeah.
and my grandson's Nerf gun worked and murdered.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that. So why don't you like the fountain?
You know, I
Mana?
think no, and here's the thing. That hallway, so long. This store could be so short. Actually, I remember Cleo's so short. So we just have to go that
Mana?
way, and then we can go. We can just go.
Mana,
Caspian, let's
Mana.
go.
Mana,
go.
what
Mana.
did the fountain do something in your manuscript that we should know about?
Yeah. No. Okay. Yes, it did.
You know,
But
Yeah or
couldn't
no?
know.
you know what this is? Mana needs to make a grit roll to see how she can keep together. Because maybe there's a bad memory with that fountain or something.
Maybe.
Mana?
Maybe. So
What
let's
do you
see.
know?
Deal girl, and I'm gonna. This is gonna be tough because you were stressed out, and you do not know what's going to happen the way you used to. We're gonna give this a 12.
I rolled a 1.
Oh God. Okay. You know what? I'm sitting here trying to figure out the difference.
Yeah, I had already rolled it, and I was like, oh, I'm looking at a 1. I'm looking at a 1.
Adversity token. Congrats.
Incredible.
But
So then
also,
I turn.
yeah, Mana is going to. I would now. You can however you want to interpret absolutely losing it and
Yeah.
explaining the trauma around the fountain.
Yeah. All right, here we go. All right, so I was in high school, and there was like this really big thing that was like happening, and it was like a nationwide thing. And so then I was like, oh my gosh, like I need to work on this. So I was working on it, and I didn't really like to be at home at the time, so I was just like, my headphones just came out. Okay, we're back. All right.
That's how bad a roll it was. It's
Where was
physically
I?
affecting people.
Okay, so then I was like, I'm gonna go to the mall and write everything out and like, do the whole thing. So then I started to write everything out, and then like my bullies came over and they were like, hey, what you doing? And I was like, hey, I'm just like minding my own business, and I like scooted, and I was like, I'm not talking to you right now. And then they were like, hey, yo, what are you doing? And I was like, and I just kept writing, and then they grabbed my notebook out of my hand, and then they threw it in the fountain, and I was like, that has all of my work in it. And they were like, haha, and then they grabbed me, and then I was like trying to like get out of it, and then they threw me into the fountain, and then I came up like gasping for air from the fountain, and then there was a rat next to me, and then I like grabbed my notebook and then ran out the front door, and then ran all the way home.
Mana, breathe.
I give her a hug. I hug her.
Well, you were both kind of giving Mana some comfort. This is gonna seem weird, Mana, but you're looking so you can see straight kind of through those doors, right? And
Yes.
it's not like they're it's like a what's like more of a fence, so you can see through,
Yeah.
right? And it's weird because you shouldn't think that you should see the fountain this clearly. But when you're talking about your bullies, and particularly one is coming to your mind, Claire, the mean girl. She was it was always her and everyone else. And so weird because you swear right around the fountain, you see this shadowy shape. And she has that crimped hair she had. Like it has that silhouette, even though you can't see any features. And it's not just shining eyes here. It is this shining mouth that is too wide and has the nastiest smirk on the shadow. And you don't know why, but the shadow feels like her. And in the second that you see her, and it's almost like you lock eyes, even though she doesn't really have eyes. And then you don't hear a laugh, but you feel a laugh, and then just dissipates.
We're gonna go that way. We're gonna go the other way. We're not going back to the fountain.
Oh,
we're gonna go that way.
Okay. Yeah. That works for me.
I'm sorry you had to go through that, kiddo.
I'm over it though. Totally over it.
Sure.
You say that and
are.
you hear that laugh again in your head. Nobody else hears it, but it's that sharp, like, ha! That just cuts like a knife.
Let's go. Let's go that way. We're gonna go that way.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, I kind of went through similar.
Huh. Doesn't make me feel better because then that means you were bullied. That's not
Yeah,
not
but
cool.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Caspian.
Mm.
Appreciate it.
There was a
Let's
girl.
go that way though. Like let's go that way.
Yeah.
As we're walking, Wendy says, "So when I was a young lady, there was a girl named Lisa. I knocked out Lisa's front tooth when she called me a trollop."
You know,
A
my
trolley?
mom, she did that, but she did it because her bully took her best friend's inhaler. My mom punched her square in the face. I didn't learn anything like that from her though. Kind of sad.
I got in a lot of trouble.
Can I get a brains roll from everyone? I'm not going to say the number, but I'm thinking that you probably are being somewhat aware as you're kind of making your way through towards the back. You said you have to get through the whole department store.
Ooh, let's go.
Oh, that's cocked.
Exploded. Damn. Okay.
Okay. I exploded and got a 15.
I exploded and I got a 9.
Sorry, 16.
Oh yeah, okay, all right.
Got a
What did Wendy
9.
get? 9. Okay, okay, all right.
That rolls.
As you're walking, all of a sudden, I'd say Mana gets this first. Is you see like movement matching you behind some of the racks of clothes. You see like it's you, some racks of clothes, and then something kind of matching your speed.
Yeah, I'm gonna like touch both of them and just like make us all stop to see if they stop.
The movement stops.
Yeah. That's it.
What is it?
There's something maybe following us.
I take off one of the belts and I brandish it. I'm ready.
Yeah, Caspian's drawing one of the clubs and then like
I
holds it two-handed.
I take a step back. I have no weapons.
Okay, we'll start with Wendy. Are you going to approach? Do you attack from where you are? Are you holding an action?
Yeah, Wendy's just gonna move the clothes aside. Look. Yeah.
When you do, you see your reflections. It's just one of the changing mirrors. It's fine. Except all of a sudden you notice it's moving like a second after you.
Oh, heck no.
What is it?
Caspian. So you've seen Wendy take her action, and you can absolutely now it's cleared by moving the clothes. You can absolutely see that it's a mirror, and that it's something's a little off.
Nope. We gotta go.
Mana,
I should have just stayed home and took care of the cows.
Real.
Okay, well this be a group decision. Are you fighting? Are you fleeing? I feel like you're all like talking in those whispers though. Like, what do we do? And they're like, I don't know how you can tell they're kind of mocking you even as they're just doing the same thing you are, but those are sarcastic reflections. And they're like,
Yeah. I'm
Freaking.
just gonna be like, should we shatter the mirror?
That's technically bad luck, isn't it? I
Yeah.
mean, if you believe in superstition, and at this point,
Should we
I
just
believe
run?
in the superstition because my shadow mirror self is being a dick right now.
Yeah, that's why
I defend the being a dick right now.
Yeah, that's why I want to shatter it so that they'll stop mocking us. Because I don't
Stop
wanna hear
mocking
this.
us.
It's a man.
Stop mocking us.
All
Can I
right.
have one of your clubs? Can I do it?
Caspian's gonna like take like a shirt and try to put it over the mirror. I'm like, how about that, bro?
I think it like holds on for a second, and then it looks like it was just ripped down from the other side, and then you hear.
I hand you the bunny buckle, Mana.
Yeah.
The reflections do not have the weapons. They're like miming them, but they're also like trying to still do what you're doing, but seem a little like. Wait a second. We don't have.
Oh,
I'm like, Caspian, turn around so you're not complicit.
right.
Use it for your cows. And I hit it. Or I attempt to hit it.
So are all three trying to break the window, the mirrors,
Probably me and Mana.
Yeah.
and just protecting Caspian?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Protecting him.
Caspian's just got like scanning the area behind just
Oh,
to
yeah,
make
make it-
sure.
Yeah.
That's smart. The mannequins did sneak up last time. This is good. So, actually, so that's good. So what I'll need is a, let's call this a fight. I'll need a fight roll from Mana and Wendy, but I will take a brains roll from a Caspian as he's like keep an eye out.
Okay. Come on, I need to explode. Come on.
I'm keeping the difficulty a secret on this for suspense purposes.
What?
But if you fail I'll
Oh.
let you know, and if you need to, oh no. Merm.
It's a 1, baby. Let's go.
Okay. Give yourself that give yourself that token. It's great.
I have
This is,
so many
got
this is
currency
good.
tokens.
I got a 5.
Okay, all right, okay. But okay, no worries. Okay. What did Wendy get?
16.
Oh yeah.
Okay, this is
That's my
what
Wendy.
teamwork is for. This is what teamwork's for. Caspian, a 5. There's nothing like being difficult for stuff to see. So with a 5, Caspian's like not like eagle-eyed seeing out beyond the store, but is able to keep an eye on everything, and so nothing sneaking up. Everything's cool. He's keeping it on lock. Mana, I think actually, you know what? Describe to me how Mana fails standing in front of the mirror. And here's the thing: she didn't even hit it. I'll just tell you this with
exactly.
one: it did not get hit or scratched or dinged.
Yeah. So what happens is Mana's like gearing up, and they're like, "All right, I need a running start for this." And then I like get back, and then I run forward. I don't see like a silk scarf on the floor, and I slip.
Oh, it's a real
And-
expensive one too. It is a quality scarf.
Yes, and it is now under my crock.
Okay, all right. Caspian, you absolutely see that too. On your watch, you hear the thunk, and now see Mana just wiped out in front of the mirrors. But no worries, teamwork is here. Wendy, with her experience and focus, how does Wendy just destroy these mirrors?
So I think Wendy's like already let the belt fly as Mana's falling, like reaches out, like no, so just pure accidental that they all shatter because instantly turns, but it somehow gives more force in the like little pony shoes, like
Yes.
catch the light and have a
Treads.
little gleam, the
Yes.
the weird crinkly ponytail heel butt thing does a little swish as she turns.
Yes.
And she's like, Mana, no! But then they all shatter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ka-ch-sh. And it's just like the shiny, sparkly rain. But I would say that like Wendy had enough precision with that high roll that Mana does not get showered with glass. You're going to have to be careful getting up, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, good.
I'm just gonna turn to Wendy and be like, "Did I do that?"
You did. It was amazing. It was amazing. Good job. Amazing.
Can I
I'm
keep
gonna
the belt buckle?
start putting down clothes around Mana, so when they get up, there's no cutting.
Uh,
Some denim.
And I would say while you're doing that, since Caspian's still on the lookout, Caspian can see that there's the back door. You can see basically like you're far enough back now that you're almost there to that exit.
Okay. Have we figured out the whole keep your eye on it to keep it close thing?
I mean, I would say that
Or was
like
that just
you're starting to
Mana?
put that theory together. Now that might not be for everything, but for like right now, that seemed to that seems to at least help is the awareness.
Okay. So yeah, he's gonna try to keep his eye on the door because it's like I don't
Mm,
want you to
disappear.
do weird
So Caspian's
stuff.
just like locked in.
Yeah, he's like I don't
Yeah,
know what about you
yeah,
because then weird things happen.
yeah, yes. So you both notice as Wendy is delicately helping Mana like not slice up anything as they're getting back up. You both see Caspian just like focused forward. Well, I guess the back of the store, but
You you okay, buddy?
It's the door.
Oh. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, don't lose that.
Braveheart.
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't lose that. Don't let that run away. Hold on. All right. Okay. And then I'm just gonna let Mana keep the bunny belt.
Aw.
Bunny belt in my
Take a breath.
So yeah.
Incredible.
Shall we go?
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go.
You heading towards the door?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. With that focus on the door, it behaves like a door and distances behave like distances. And within that minute, you are up upon this door. Um, it's one of those ones where there's two there's like the inner door and the outer door, and no problem with that inner door. It's all kind of clear glass. As you are stepping and looking out the outer doors, you start to notice that there's nothing out there. And not that it's night. It's just that it is a void.
What?
And in that void, you can see occasionally almost like a little bit of movement, and you can see like shining eyes, and almost as if you start to notice that there's like almost like a whirlwind of them slowly circling around this mall. And you can hear as you're standing there, you can hear these like whispers, and by concentrating, you start to pick up phrases like "stay here" and "I want to be here," and "why would we ever leave?" and "why would you ever leave?" And with that, we will close out our first episode of Last Trip to a Dead Mall.
No.
Thank
My
you,
gosh.
everyone, for hanging out with us for our first episode. There are two more, so who knows what other wacky mall shenanigans will happen. Right now, we'll do is we'll say goodbye. Everyone, just say who you are again, who you were, who you are, and who you remain. If you want, where folks can find you on the internet and beyond, and if you have anything that you want to promote, and then I'll have a few girls run these worlds announcements for the end, and then we can all go home and have nightmares. So let's see. Let's start with okay, let's start with Coco.
Oh, well, okay. Again, my name is Coco Usagi. I am a variety streamer here on Twitch. You can find me at twitch.tv/Coco Usagi. I stream a variety of things. Predominantly, as of late, it's been GTA RP and Fortnite when my friends don't mind carrying me because I'm a terrible shot, but I'm a medic and bait and a loot goblin.
You need him.
So yeah,
There you go.
this month I'm just coming back off of a uh what is it, summer hiatus. So I'm coming back with spooky month. So we'll be doing some spooky streams of watching spooky content and listening to spooky podcasts and possibly going for a sub goal for the end of the month to play a scary game because I don't do scary because I am a coward.
Uh, the perfect way to get people love to sub to scare people. Use human
Yes.
nature. It's fantastic. Excellent. Thank you so much. Let's do Dolly next.
Hi, I am your dungeon mistress and your storyteller. I am a professional tabletop RPG narrator. I do it for hire. Feel free to check out my beacons, Jump into the Void, which is my Discord. My followers are called Little Voidlings. I am Void Mama, aka an Eldritch Horror, but I'm also your Dark Familiar. Uh, you can find me drawing or running tabletop RPGs live on my Twitch. Everything is also on my YouTube, and you can catch my Werewolf the Apocalypse X Vampire the Masquerade Sundays with Murph
What?
playing with
Me?
me.
Yeah.
Murph is one of my players. Ah, it's
I'm
so
DMing my
exciting.
DM, y'all. It's danger. It's a danger zone.
I'm having a blast. This is amazing. As a forever DM, it's so fun to have opportunities like this. I am, yeah, I'm having a blast. So if you're interested in checking out any live plays or being a part of my community, feel free to check it out. I also, I think I mentioned it, but I draw. I'm an anime drawer person, lady.
Yeah.
That's me.
Awesome. Thank you. Yes. Dolly's amazing. Um, I'm look at me. I've run out of energy. This is a perfect time to end. Merm, please, please go. My
Yeah,
brain's gonna
yeah.
turn off real quick.
Hi everybody. My name is Murmur to Merm Train on here. I am not on Twitch actually. I've been thinking about being on Twitch for a while, so I was.
Join us.
Join us.
I mean, I just got like the like lights that like are nice and like they
Mm,
like stick to things
mm,
today
mm.
because I was like my lighting sucks in this corner of my home. So I kind of wanted to like dip my toes in. So I have like 6 other streams between now and November 1st of just TTRPG stuff. Um,
Woohoo!
both here
Ooh.
and on uh what is it called? Oh my gosh, I feel so bad. It's called Nerds with Dice. So I will be playing various characters throughout the month for Spooky Month. And yeah, you can find me on Instagram. I don't have a Twitter or anything else. Where I'm a writer and a poet, so you can see the words that I write and stuff. That isn't just the prophecy that is in this manuscript right here. Um, so that's me.
Uh, thank you. Excellent. And I'm Megan or Murphy. I don't DM a lot, so thank you for trusting me. You can find me online at my little card thing that's there in chat because who knows what socials I'll be on or stop using in frustration or whatever.
Right.
I also do streaming. Well, as Dolly said, I do play a gangrel with many woofers to kiss, which is a lovely situation to be in. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I also am on a Monster of the Week podcast called $2 Creature Feature. And if you like X Files flavored stuff, our season 3, every season's a whole new story, new characters. I play a shape shifting alien named Reno. She's just a classic gray alien who eats things that you shouldn't eat. It's fine. She's an alien. Um, and yeah, and designer, illustrator, I do stuff. It's fine. Look at my card. You'll see whatever I'm doing is there. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. What I do know is this. Check out how smooth this is. This is gonna be so smooth. What I do know is this. For the every other Wednesday, we are going to be back here in October to finish our last trip to a dead mall. So come here the same time on the 16th and the 30th and see how these amazing characters and these extra amazing players navigate these corridors and perhaps triumph. Who knows? But I also have a few more announcements from Girls Run These Worlds, who so graciously are hosting us and providing all sorts of support, which I don't think I could be doing this without it. And I thank them for this. So if you are interested, check out this on Mondays from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern. There's Through the Brambles, a Babes in Woods game. Join Little Kid Moss, Big Kid Robin, Chrysanthemum, and Trinket as they make their way through the woods in this seasonal whimsical game. That sounds fantastic. There's also Roll for Luck, Sparked, October 9th and the 23rd from 8 to 11 p.m. The Sapphics of Love have been blown across dimensions and into deep space, where they are the new crew and not at all the captives of a sapient ship. Join them for the final episode of their Orbital Blues adventure to see what comes next. Space stuff. Love it. And then on Thursdays from 4 to 7 p.m. Eastern, Fantasy by Moonlight. The magical girls of Fantasy Vancouver are drawing dangerously close to a web of secrets and the magical girl serial killer. Oh, wow. That sounds great. Okay.
Mm.
Also on Saturday, October the 12th, 1 to 4 Eastern, the Discordant Note finale. Our spirits have taken an incredible journey and they've almost saved the afterlife. Join us until the final bell rings. And one other announcement: there's applications are open for the Devil's Dandy Dogs game. In the Devil's Dandy Dogs, you are part of the Devil's Pack of Hellhounds, tasked with retrieving the souls of those who have bartered with your master. DDD is a collaborative world building game where the pack recounts their story of adventure and chaos while getting sidetracked by tasty canine treats. That sounds fun. Definitely, if you're interested, apply and join the journey. Let me scroll down to make sure I don't forget anything because I am a good host and a good DM. No, we're good. Okay.
Double duty.
Thank you all so much for being here, having fun with us, telling the story, and I hope you had much fun as I did. So from me and all of us, farewell, goodbye. See you later. Bye.
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 Bye.